Michaela Rena with the daily card, and I have this card pulled for the week. It wasn't just one card, it's four. And it's based on the stuff that we're seeing in the news media with um, our dearest number 45, right? I think that's the number he's holding. So, anyways, I'm speaking of Donald J. Trump. Now, I'm using the Hoodoo Tarot because the Hoodoo Tarot, it gives you, it gives you um, an insight because we're dealing with the earth, we're dealing with nature, we're dealing with grit, we're dealing with it being raw and real. So, anyways, and I love the illustrations by Caitlin V. Foisey, amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into this, and the tarot deck is actually by Tiana McGiller. Excellent resource when it comes to Hoodoo Tarot. So I pulled four cards. I didn't mean to pull four cards. I only said out loud, Donald J. Trump. Oh my gosh. You know what? These cards, I could have kept turning them over and it would have given me the story. So I'm going to share with you which cards got pulled out. And this is short and sweet, but so to the point. But again, any card I would have pulled would have began telling a story on this particular person. And I don't want to say tell a story like we say, oh, you're telling a little white lie, or you're telling a little story. No, this is not a little story. This just happens to be a story in this person's journey that we get to see, we get to witness, okay? So the first card that I pulled is Ten of Baskets. That Ten of Baskets right there is, when you look at that, it looks like the approval from family members and friends, right? This card actually showed up reversed. So as much as we think or he speaks on having people in his corner, he really doesn't have anybody in his corner. Like, everybody is watching to see what's about to happen. His communication, it literally has been yanked from him. People don't trust what he has to say. So that card came out. Now, I pulled these cards last night. I was talking to my husband and I said, ooh, let's see what this energy is with this person. The second card I actually pulled is the Seven of Sticks. Check this out. So that's like he's in defense mode and he's by himself. There's no one to back him. And he's literally, his backup is against the wall. I find it interesting that it sticks instead of wands, because a lot of times when we see wands, we think something creative, destructive and creative. But when you see sticks, like, you're in combat, right? You're trying to get out of the way. Well, yeah, he's trying to get out of a mess. Yeah, did you hear that? He's trying to get out of a mess. The third card that I pulled is the Mother of Knives. Now, I find this to be really interesting. Now, check this out. Mother of Knives. Isn't it two African-American women, the Attorney General in New York and someone else, that literally is done with whatever his shenanigans? They're like, no, the story's already told. We can see what you're doing. And that is definitely the Mother of Knives here. Knives has to do with judicial. It also has to do with the tongue. And the mother figure, or the queen figure here, is literally saying, we already understand the story. And your story doesn't add up, so we get to dictate what the story is. Because they've had enough. And I think a lot of people have had enough in regards to this particular former president. The next card that I pulled, I got two more, is the Daughter of Baskets. Now, this would be connected to the Knight of Cups. However, this showed up reversed. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's really interesting because the daughter in a household, if she's respected and she's being raised under her mother's arm. Also, the father protects that daughter as well, right? Well, this shows up reversed, so he has no protection. The daughter's position in this card is like the knight charging forward. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go, and no one's listening, because this is the basket, so we're talking about communication, right? It showed up reversed. He doesn't have it. It's like he's stuck like Chuck. That's the way I hear it. So again, the first card is he doesn't have anybody in his corner. People aren't listening to him. The communication that's being received is convoluted. It's confusing. The second card is that he's stuck out there by himself. He's literally struggling and has nowhere to turn. The third is that it's already been decided upon. This is the whatever's going on and what he did. It already it became the answer. What he did became the answer to the decision that has already been made. And again, no one's listening to him. They're not protecting him, and he's out there stuck. And no one is taking time to hear whatever he has to say because it doesn't sound correct. And the last card that I pulled, oh my gosh, Six of Knives. But that is traditionally Six of Swords in a boat. And when I seen this card, I just belted out. I said, "Woo! He's traveling upriver. He's going up the river." And what does that sound like? Going up the river. If you take the swords out, you drown. But if you look at the swords, it looks like he's in a sail, right? And he's going up the river. Whatever that is, there's some serious stuff going on in regards to this Mar-a-Lago and all of these documents that were taken from their legal occupied space. And then whatever he was supposed to do with them, he didn't do. He didn't follow protocol. He declassified them, but I find that very interesting. He declassified them like this daughter of baskets reversed. This person began to do something that he didn't have the authority to do. And you can't declassify something without someone else checking your hand to see if that is okay to be declassified. Right. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Just like the daughter, she still has her mother as her lead, as her head. She can't act over the mother. Right? So that daughter of baskets reverse is a big telltale sign. And again, that Six of Swords in the boat, that's pretty rough. Anyways, that's my reading for today. And I'll be back next week with an observational viewpoint with the tarot. Blessed be. Have a great week. Ashe.